The teasers dropped. The fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. The headline read, "He hid her for years. Kim Jong Kook's secret wife revealed. The ultimate bachelor of the Hallyu wave is married. Welcome to StarScope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment."
Wow. I mean, honestly, just hearing that headline read out loud again, it still kind of gives me whiplash, you know?
Oh, absolutely. It is just like a massive day in the K-entertainment universe today. We are looking at this crazy collision between the ultimate legacy bachelor and, well, the relentless surveillance state of modern celebrity culture.
Yeah, it's so wild. Like, you really have to imagine that you were just scrolling through your timeline, minding your own business, and boom.
Exactly.
The Sparta cook himself, right?
Right.
The guy you totally thought was happily exclusively married to his gym equipment for the last 2 decades.
Yeah, literally just doing pull-ups forever.
Right. And he just drops the ultimate plot twist.
Yeah.
So our mission for this deep dive is to basically unpack the absolute frenzy surrounding this ultra-secret wedding.
Yeah, because we really need to separate the verified tea from the just like wild spiraling fandom rumors that took over everything.
Oh, the rumors were out of control. And the stakes here are incredibly high because, you know, this isn't just about a wedding anymore.
No.
We are analyzing the actual mechanics of information control. Like, we're looking at the official agency statements, the really intense K-Netz reactions, and of course, those insane deep dive Reddit threads.
Oh man, Reddit was losing its mind.
Completely. Plus, we've got Kim Jong Kook's on like very strategic YouTube drops. We're going to dissect how a star who has been super famous since 1995 manages to barricade his private life in an industry that, let's be honest, literally profits off 247 parasocial surveillance.
Yeah, and I think the speed of this whole thing is what initially just like short-circuited the internet.
Oh, 100%. It was so fast.
Right, because the public only found out about this on August 18th, and then the actual ceremony. It happened less than a month later, on September 5th.
Which is unheard of.
It is. Think about the pure logistics of what they pulled off in the middle of Seoul. The media immediately dubbed it an ironclad security and a 007 operation wedding.
A 007 operation is the perfect way to describe it, honestly.
Yeah, totally. They locked the guest list at a mere 50 people per side.
Wait, just 50?
Yeah, just 50 per side. And the event was hosted by the national MC himself, Yoo Jae-suk.
Of course. You have to have Yoo Jae-suk.
Obviously. And somehow, I mean, in an era where literally everyone has a 4K camera in their pocket, not a single photo or video leaked to the press.
That is genuinely incredible.
Right. You didn't see a single glimpse of the bride's visuals. You didn't get a sneak peek of the venue. Just total, absolute lockdown.
Which practically defies the laws of physics in modern K-pop, right?
Seriously, how did they do it?
I mean, when you look at the mechanics of the industry, agencies usually leak just enough to control the narrative. They toss out a breadcrumb, you know.
Yeah, like a blurry dispatch photo or something.
Exactly, or a carefully curated concept photo, or just a vague PR statement saying they are reviewing the facts. That way the media doesn't go digging for the whole loaf.
Right, feed them a little so they don't eat you alive.
Exactly. But Kim Jong Kook gave them absolutely nothing. And that total silence, that sudden massive information vacuum, is exactly what caused the netizens to basically panic.
Oh, they panicked hard.
Because in the ecosystem of Korean pop culture, an information vacuum doesn't just stay empty. It immediately gets filled with, like, the most volatile theories available.
Which is exactly how we end up with the immediate jump to the shotgun wedding theory.
Oh, the classic shotgun theory.
Yep. If you've been in the fandom space for a while, you know the precedent. Whenever there is a sudden, fast-tracked marriage announcement, the public immediately connects it to a pregnancy.
It's just the default assumption at this point.
It really is. I mean, we saw it with Song Joong-ki and Katie Louise Saunders. We've seen it with Chen from EXO.
Right. The collective assumption is always that there must be an urgent biological variable, you know, forcing a star to skip the usual heavily managed, years-long public dating rollout.
Yeah, because normally you date in secret, get caught, apologize, date publicly for 2 years, and then get married.
Exactly. And that assumption is deeply ingrained because, historically, dropping a sudden marriage announcement was considered like a betrayal of the parasocial contract between an idol and their fans.
Which is so messed up, but true.
Right, because you were supposed to, quote-unquote, belong to the public. So when a beloved veteran like KJK, who, let's remember, debuted with Turbo in the mid-90s, makes a sudden move, The public just assumes his hand was forced.
They can't fathom he just wanted to get married quietly.
No, they can't. In K-pop culture, a sudden marriage announcement is almost synonymously linked with a pregnancy because it's viewed as the only, acceptable excuse for bypassing the unwritten rules of celebrity courtship.
But, he did not let that narrative spin out of control for very long.
Thankfully.
Yeah, on September 11th, he dropped a YouTube video titled "The Day the Tiger Gets Married."
Such a great title, by the way.
So good. And he looked right into the camera and explicitly shut down the premarital pregnancy rumor.
Good for him.
Yeah, he delivered this incredibly grounded line. He said, "At my age, if it were a shotgun wedding, that would be a blessing."
I love that response. It's so honest.
Right. He just said, "We only made the decision to marry recently. It happened quickly, but it wasn't a premarital pregnancy."
Which is perfectly reasonable.
And he also apologized to fans who felt fatigued by the relentless media frenzy. He explained that his wife, who is younger, Korean, and a non-celebrity, simply wanted a quiet day away from the spotlight.
Which is totally fair. And honestly, it was a very strategic response on his part. He firmly denied the wilder claims. There were those rumors of a massive 20-year age gap.
Yeah, people were going crazy with the age gap rumor.
Or the theories that she was an influencer tied to the fitness industry, which of course everyone assumed because it's KJK.
Right, because he practically lives in the gym.
Exactly. So he shut that down by providing just enough reality to ground the conversation. He recognized that the secrecy itself was causing fatigue, so he offered an olive branch.
Yeah, like a peace offering to the fans.
Exactly. Honesty about his motives without compromising his wife's actual identity.
But, I have to push back a little here. To me, keeping a secret of this magnitude in K-pop is like trying to hide a lit match in a pitch black room.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Right. Because the tighter you cup your hands around that flame, the more you draw every single eye to the glow leaking through your fingers.
That's a really good analogy.
Doesn't this extreme level of secrecy actually invite more intense netizen scrutiny? Like if you just release a standard statement and a couple of official, boring photos, you feed the beast. By starving it, aren't you daring the internet to invent wilder, more damaging narratives?
Well, yeah, but that push and pull is basically the defining tension of modern celebrity management.
True.
You are entirely correct that the initial wall of silence acted as an accelerant for the rumors. When fans are conditioned to knowing everything, from a star's skincare routine to their exact flight schedules,
Down to the minute.
literally down to the minute, a sudden blackout feels almost offensive to them. However, we have to look at his long-term strategy here.
Okay, what do you mean?
By strictly controlling the narrative and keeping that guest list to just 50 trusted insiders per side, he successfully insulated his non-celebrity wife from the brutal initial wave of netizen deep dives.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, he willingly absorbed a short-term spike in wild rumors just to secure a long-term guarantee of her anonymity.
Ah, okay. So he basically took the heat so she didn't have to. I actually really love that.
It's very protective, very Spartacook.
It is. But controlling the narrative in K-pop is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it leaks out.
Oh, absolutely.
And that information vacuum is exactly what created the most ridiculous rumor of his entire career.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Oh, you know it. Up next, we need to dive into the secret family in LA and the hilarious plot twist that nobody saw coming.
This is where the investigative skills of the internet went completely, gloriously off the rails.
It really did. So bring yourself into the suspense of Running Man's 16th anniversary special, episode 8812.
Such a good episode.
Right. The cast is doing their opening sequence, and they are sharing updates in this really warm, celebratory atmosphere. Like, Haha receives congratulations for holding his first ever fan concert.
Which is huge for him.
Yeah. And Ji-Suk Jin and Ji Ye-eun announced their project duo, Chungju G-Clan, is releasing a new song. The vibes are just immaculate.
Everyone is just happy and joking around.
Exactly. And then right in the middle of this casual banter, the 50-year-old Sparta Cook mysteriously drops a single line. He just says, "I have good news too."
And the reaction to those 5 words was literally seismic.
It broke the internet.
It did. If you open the domestic Korean message boards or international Reddit threads, specifically Running Man,
Oh, Running Man was in shambles.
the community was in a state of absolute chaos. Fans were screaming about a baby tiger on the way. Theories were compounding by the minute.
People were writing essays.
Literally essays. Was it a pregnancy announcement? Was he finally announcing a massive music comeback? Like aiming to secure another chart, all kill, and dominate every streaming platform simultaneously?
We've been waiting for a comeback for years.
Right. Or was he going on an extended hiatus? The speculation just expanded to fill the void of actual information.
The Reddit thread alone was a goldmine of pure panic. You had users declaring that a baby tiger was an absolute certainty.
They were convinced.
Yeah, and you had fans theorizing that he only went to Las Vegas with his mom for vacation because he knew he was about to be grounded for the next 9 months taking care of a newborn.
Which is such a wild leap of logic.
It's so funny. And then woven through all of this genuine speculation were the persistent echoing jokes about his LA daughter.
Yes. Which brings us perfectly to the most enduring urban legend in the entire K-entertainment fandom.
It's legendary.
It really is. The infamous rumor that Kim Jong Kook has a secret wife and a hidden daughter tucked away in Los Angeles.
It's been around forever. And he actually addressed this head-on during an appearance on the Vivo TV podcast with Song Yoonai and Kim Suk.
I watched that. It was so fun.
Yeah, he had rushed over to do their show right before heading to the U.S. for a performance. And when Kim Suk inevitably brought up the LA rumor, he didn't just deny it. He hilariously leaned all the way into the bit.
He didn't even hesitate.
No, he deadpanned. He was like, my daughter has entered university, UCLA. She's graduating this year.
He is such a good actor.
He didn't even crack a smile. He just added, I also have a son. They're both in LA. The rumors are quite detailed.
The comedic deflection was brilliant. But, the actual origin of that rumor serves as a perfect case study in how information networks operate in Korean pop culture.
Oh, definitely. Break it down for us.
Well, that rumor wasn't started by a malicious tabloid or an anonymous netizen trying to cause trouble.
Nope.
It was entirely fabricated by his close friend, the actor Cho Tae-hyun.
Cho Tae-hyun is a menace.
He really is. And the catalyst for this fabrication, it was simply because Kim Jong Kook frequently travels to Los Angeles to take his mother on vacation.
That's literally it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cho Tae-hyun noticed the pattern and made a joke on television, and the internet just codified it as reality.
It just shows how hungry the public is for any explanation regarding a celebrity's private life. But, while we laugh about Cha Tae-hyun starting a rumor just because his friend likes taking his mom to California, there is a slightly darker underbelly to this.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Because during that same podcast, Kim Jong Kook noted that older fans genuinely believed the UCLA daughter rumor was an indisputable fact.
Right, and this touches on the phenomenon of cyber wreckers in Korea.
Ugh, cyber wreckers. They are the worst.
They are. For those who don't know, these are clickbait YouTube channels that target older demographics with completely fabricated celebrity news.
Just pure fake news.
Exactly. And because older fans might not, cross-reference information on Twitter or Reddit, they accept these highly produced, sensationalized YouTube videos at face value.
Which is so dangerous.
It proves how easily a fabricated narrative can calcify into accepted truth when a star is fiercely protective of their private life. When you refuse to give the public the real story, they will gladly buy a fake one if it's entertaining enough.
It's sad, but it's so true, which is exactly why he had to eventually sit down in front of a camera and clarify the wedding timeline himself.
He had to take control back.
Right. But honestly, that isn't even the wildest part of this whole saga.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, wait till you hear the massive financial regret he's carrying after 30 years in the industry.
This part is so painfully funny.
It is. Think about how you would react if you spent 3 decades paying into a system, only to realize you locked yourself out of collecting the payout.
Oh, when you understand the cultural economics of Korean weddings. This might be the most relatable and painful part of the entire story.
Absolutely. So fast forward to nearly a year into his marriage. He appears on TVN's You Quiz on the Block with Yoo Jae-suk.
The reunion.
Right. And they're inevitably talking about the wedding and the extreme lockdown secrecy of it all. Yoo Jae-suk, who literally emceed the event, jokingly criticizes him on national television.
As he should.
Yeah, he says you did it secretly. Some might see it as excessive. And Kim Jong Kook casually admits that he only invited his manager and the Running Man members a mere week before the ceremony.
A week? That is insane.
Barely any notice.
And this is where the 50-person guest list results in a staggering financial irony.
Tell them about it because this is wild.
Okay, to understand this, you really have to understand chugijim, which is the Korean culture of congratulatory money.
Right.
When you attend a wedding in Korea, you do not bring a toaster or a blender. You don't buy off a registry.
No gravy boats.
Exactly. You approach a desk outside the wedding hall, you sign a ledger, and you hand over a crisp white envelope filled with cash.
Cold, hard cash.
Yep. And the amount you give is dictated by your closeness to the couple and your own social standing. It is essentially an economic ledger, a system of mutual investment.
Principally, yeah.
You pay into it when your friends get married, with the societal understanding that you will recoup that investment when you get married.
It's an unspoken contract. And since his debut in 1995, Kim Jong Kook has been a massive pillar of the entertainment industry.
He knows everyone.
Everyone. He has attended countless weddings for actors, idols, producers, and directors. He has handed over small fortunes in Chugijam.
Oh, easily.
But because he insisted on keeping his own weddings so exclusive, so tightly guarded, and so small, he couldn't invite any of those people.
He locked himself out of his own payout.
He really did. He couldn't collect any of that money back. He literally sat on national television and lamented that after 30 years of paying it forward, his desire for privacy cost him his chance to recoup his investments.
Honestly, only he could turn a deeply romantic, fiercely protected wedding into a pragmatic lament about losing out on cash.
It is the most Kim Jong Kook thing ever.
It really is. But, beyond the comedic timing of that complaint, that U-Quiz interview also revealed a profound shift in how he views his relationship.
Yeah, I thought this was super interesting.
He mentioned a very specific detail. He refuses to use a pet name or a nickname for his wife. He insists on calling her by her real legal name.
And to me, seeing him refuse to use a pet name feels like a massive departure from older idol culture, where partners were often treated as like hidden accessories or defined entirely by their proximity to the star.
Oh, absolutely.
Because in Korean culture, women are so frequently referred to as someone's wife, or once they have kids, someone's mother, it essentially strips them of their individual identity. And he explicitly stated he didn't want her to lose herself just because she married him.
You are picking up on a crucial generational shift there. For first-generation stars, their entire identity was so intertwined with their fandom.
Right, they belonged to the fans.
Exactly. The concept of an independent personal life was considered almost offensive to the fans who funded their careers.
Which sounds crazy now, but it was so true.
It was the norm. KJK's approach, prioritizing his wife's individual identity and establishing a rock-solid boundary around her privacy, it demonstrates a maturity that older idols are finally feeling empowered to embrace.
It's refreshing.
Yes. We are witnessing the transition from an idol viewing themselves as a public commodity to viewing themselves as a private partner. They are watching the younger generations, the matinee idols of the 4th and 5th gen, navigate dating scandals. And the veterans are deciding to rewrite the rules entirely.
Let the kids deal with the scandals. The veterans are just going to lock it down.
Exactly.
And speaking of rewriting the rules, we have to look at how they're approaching their actual future. Because while he forcefully shut down the shotgun wedding rumors, they are actively planning to expand their family.
Yes, they are very open about this.
Which leads us to one of the most candid scientific conversations I've ever seen an idol have on television. We have to talk about his appearance on KBS2 TV's Problem Child in House.
Oh my gosh, this episode was a brilliant intersection of pop culture and medical science.
It was so bizarre, but so informative.
Right. The episode featured obstetrician-gynecologists Kim Ji-yeon and Chu Sung-il. And the conversation naturally gravitated toward a video Kim Jong Kook had posted before his wedding that had gone completely viral.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
His clinical sperm count test results.
I remember that video. The doctor was practically marveling at the results, telling him his motility was completely off the charts.
It was undeniable Sparta genetics.
Literally built different. But on this KBS show, he actually gets a medical reality check regarding how to use those genetics.
Yeah, they really needed it, too.
Yeah, because he had assumed, operating under this very intense, disciplined mindset, that a 4-day abstinence rule was the best approach for conceiving. He thought he needed to, hoard the sperm for maximum impact.
Oh, gym logic at its finest. But honestly, it is a very common misconception, rooted in the idea that higher volume equals higher success.
Right.
So he asks the OBGYNs about it directly on the broadcast. Dr. Cho Seong-il steps in and corrects him, explaining the actual biological mechanism.
Science time.
Scientifically, while abstaining might slightly increase raw count, it drastically reduces motility and increases DNA fragmentation.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. The doctors explain that daily intercourse starting 5 to 6 days before ovulation is actually vastly more effective because it ensures the highest quality, most active sperm are present when the egg is released.
And it completely blew his mind. He was operating on gym logic, thinking rest days equaled better performance.
Exactly. Muscle recovery does not equal fertility.
Right. And the doctors had to explain that fertility works on an entirely different physiological system.
Right.
They also took the time to debunk that wild Joseon-era myth that doing a handstand after intercourse helps conception.
Oh my goodness, the handstand myth.
The doctor essentially told him, look, the sperm is already in the abdominal cavity within 30 seconds. Put your legs down. Gravity isn't the issue here.
I mean, having a remarkably candid, deeply scientific conversation about conception on national television is a huge leap for someone who had just engineered a W7-level secret wedding.
It's a total 180.
It really illustrates how comfortably he has settled into this new groom era. He isn't hiding the fact that he's building a life, He is just controlling how we get to see it.
Yeah, he's totally in charge now. He even has his parenting philosophy mapped out, and it's heavily influenced by his own upbringing.
Oh, I found this part so fascinating.
Right. He confessed that if he has a son, he is going to raise him with strict discipline. He said he will enforce perfect attendance in school, no matter the circumstances, just like his own parents did to him.
Old school parenting.
Very old school. He even joked directly to the camera. He said, I apologize in advance to my son. Well, because his older brother was academically gifted and went to medical school, the standard in their house was intensely high. But if he has a daughter...
Oh, he's going to be a total pushover.
He readily admitted he'd be much more cautious, soft, and relaxed.
It is a classic, slightly cliché dynamic, but it highlights his underlying emotional state.
Definitely.
Ultimately, he emphasized that at his age, whether it is a son or a daughter, simply having a child would be a profound joy. The strictness is just a reflection of how he was taught to express care and ensure success.
It really is a beautiful evolution for a guy we spent years watching wrestle people in mud pits on Running Man.
It really is.
By the way, if you love diving into the psychology of your favorites and catching all the KT just like this, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report because we've got even bigger scoops ahead.
So synthesizing this entire saga, what we are truly looking at is a masterclass in modern boundary setting within an incredibly invasive industry.
100%.
Kim Jong Kook managed to achieve the impossible. He held onto his privacy, shielded his non-celebrity wife from the brutal, dissecting spotlight of the internet, and dictated his own narrative in an ecosystem literally built on parasocial ownership.
He beat the system.
He did. By leveraging strategic YouTube videos and variety show appearances, he gave the public precisely enough information to satisfy their hunger, while keeping the actual core of his life firmly locked away.
It really is a masterstroke in playing the game without letting the game play you. So what does this mean for the future of the Hallyu wave?
That's the big question.
Right. In a hyper-connected digital age where fans can track an idol's flight schedule down to the minute, is Kim Jong Kook's Zebel Operation Wedding the new blueprint for Korean celebrities?
I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Will we see more stars opting for total radio silence and 50-person guest lists over lavish, heavily sponsored media spectacles? It's something to really think about the next time your bias suddenly announces a private schedule. You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.